there, this is Fun with Research, and I'm Susan Beyer. I'm glad you're here today. Very important topic today, how to piss off your customers and prospects with your research. Excellent, everybody knows how to do these things. So there are three main things we're going to talk about, very effective ways to piss off your customers and prospects. Number one is lie to them. Let's lie to them. So variety of ways you can do that. Let's first of all, talk about survey length. So if you have a 15-minute survey, a very effective way to piss off the people that support your organization are either to not tell them how long the survey is, or better yet, tell them it's a very short survey, a brief survey, so that when they get there and are 5 or 6 questions in and see that they're only 10% of the way through, you've really got them. Or better yet, they've taken the whole thing. It took them 20 minutes and they're very frustrated with you. So lying to them about survey length, very, very effective for pissing people off. You can lie to them about anonymity. So if you tell them that you can't tell who they are when they take their survey, you're not going to see their individual responses, their identity is protected, and then you email them and say, hey, we saw you didn't finish the survey, you didn't get past question 4, that kind of blows that up a little bit. That could be a very effective way of lying to people, by telling them it's anonymous and then obviously not making it anonymous. Reaching out to them afterwards with a sales pitch that says, hey, you said this in our last survey and we wanted to reach out to you about a new product, or better yet, you gave us a low rating in the survey that you just completed, and I'd like to talk to you about why you're unhappy and what we could do for you. I guarantee you're going to get a nice earful from that if you make that phone call after telling them they're anonymous. So those are really good. One of the milder things you can do to piss people off is tell them that if they participate in your survey, they get to see the results of the survey and then never share the results. That's really great. They've invested their time and effort in you, and you've just kind of blown off what you told them was the payoff. So generally speaking, lying to respondents is a really, really good way to irritate people in your community. Another really good way is to just make things hard for them, right? Let's think about survey design for a minute. So say that you provide questions that don't have answer options that apply to them. Gender is a really good one now. If you just have male or female on gender, you're going to piss people off because not everybody identifies with one of those, even though maybe you think they should, they don't. So you need to have a prefer to self-describe or something like that that allows people to answer. There's a lot of questions where they may not see something on your list that answers the question in the way they'd like to. So having an other or an open-ended option is important. But if we're trying to piss them off, we'll leave that off. Requiring too many open-ended answers in a survey is a great way to irritate people. So if they say that they often listen to the radio, then making them type in the names of the radio stations that they listen to, or the newspapers they read, or the conferences they attended in the last year, and doing this repeatedly throughout your survey is a really good way to piss people off. In survey design, the best thing you can do is not make your survey mobile friendly. 40 to 50% of people taking our surveys at Audience Audit, whether they're B2B or B2C, are taking them on a mobile device. So if you can just not make it mobile friendly, not utilize the tools that Survey Gizmo, Survey Monkey, a variety of survey software has installed in it to make it mobile friendly, you just click that little switch, then you're guaranteed to irritate probably up to at least half of your respondent base. So that's very effective for pissing off a lot of people. Incentives are great. Like if you can make it difficult for them to receive the coupon code that you told them that they would get at the end of this, or maybe they get a code but they can only use it for a very short period of time under very specific circumstances. That's really good. That's helpful. If you can not give them an option if they have trouble taking the survey. So sometimes, the internet blips out. A truck hits a pole and all of a sudden you don't have internet. Well, if you've invested 10 minutes in taking a survey already and all of a sudden you're kicked out, one of the things you could do is not offer them any option at all for being able to participate in maybe your sweepstakes incentive or something like that without having to go do the whole thing again. So that's a really good way to piss people off. And then the third way, besides lying to them, making things hard for them, a really good way to irritate people is to pester them. So if you survey them too often, excellent. That gets irritating. Even if they decide not to take it, they get peed off by your emails. And if they are in the middle of dealing with a survey that you're fielding, pester them a lot about taking it. Like, pester them all the time. If it's in the field for a couple of weeks, send them at least 4 or 5 emails saying you really need to take the survey, because that really pisses people off and has the added benefit of making them never want to take a survey from you again. So I hope you found this helpful. Lots of good advice. If you really want to alienate the people that you care about, that you're there to serve, and who you rely on for your revenue, lots of good ways to do that with survey research. I hope you found this helpful, and we'll see you next week on Fun with Research. Bye.